We know that fire plays an important role in the show, but did you know that the surname of Tanjiro and Nezuko, which is Kamado, is a reference to an old word for gas stove? Fascinating, right? And when Tanjiro's weapon is rendered weaponless, he uses all of his body to defend himself, and especially his rock-hard head. Did you know that Tanjiro's extremely hard skull is actually a genetic trait from his mother's side of the family? Oh man, these are just nothing. A whole fact train is coming all your way with 100 facts loaded about Demon Slayer, so let's go. Fans have always noticed the absence of Inosuke's crow. Well, Inosuke's Kasugai crow is hidden for most of the series, mainly due to the fact that he tried to eat it. Also, have you ever wondered, how did the first demon come into existence? Muzan Kibutsuji, the big bad of the series, was actually a result of an experiment gone wrong. Kibutsuji was dying from an unknown disease until a doctor cured him using blue spider lilies, but ended up making him a demon. Well, Muzan has always been a quiet one. That is why he doesn't allow the minor demons to call out his name, in order to ensure that no info is leaked about him to the core. Sometimes when a demon finds himself weak, ingesting Muzan's blood has shown to increase the demon's power. This is also shown in the Muzan train arc when Lower Moon 1 is given some blood by Muzan, making him immensely powerful. People say that Nezuko is an exceptional demon, but demons can survive without eating humans, but they are inclined towards eating them so as to get stronger. Muzan is not a kind soul, but he is not reckless either, but he did kill that drunk couple in the alleyway, right? Well, Muzan killed the man in the alleyway not because he was disgusted by him, but rather he reminded him of his mortal nature that infuriated him. Do all the demons in the series have special blood demon art and weapons? Yes, but with an exception. Out of all the high-ranking demons, Akaza is the only demon who fights barehanded. We just discussed that Muzan isn't reckless, but he did make a big mistake right after becoming a demon. Muzan, after realizing that he cannot go out in sunlight, killed the doctor who saved him, but regrets the decision later, as he was the only one who knew how to obtain the blue spider lilies. Now let me tell you something out of the show. Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer, is based off of the mangaka's original manga, Kagari Gari, which is an award-winning special short written by a female author. Anyway, let's get back in it. So, did you notice Tanjiro's head while he delivered the final blow to Gyotaro? That mark growing on his forehead is a Demon Slayer mark. Some Demon Slayers are cursed with the mark, which increases their strength but decreases their lifespan. And it was the first time that Tanjiro had awakened his Demon Slayer mark while fighting Gyotaro. The fluid animation of Demon Slayer is extremely soothing to the eyes, but did you know that the cost of making a single Demon Slayer episode is $80,000 due to its idiosyncratic animation style? One about Rengoku, so at first he might not seem like a picky guy, but the flame Hashira's favorite food is actually sweet potatoes. All the Hashiras come from various stratas of life. Before Tenjin became a demon slayer and ultimately a Hashira, he was a shinobi, or commonly known as a ninja. Omens are very serious in Demon Slayer folklore. The first time Tanjiro is visited by a tinted red shadowed person in his dreams, it's not Yorichi, it's actually Sumiyoshi, who is his ancestor telling him to fight the demon's spell. Unlike other demons, Akaza always sticks to his vow of never harming or eating women. Shinobu is the most unique Hashira. Shinobu's insect style is a derivative of flower style, which in turn is a derivative of water style. Tanjiro sure has a soft heart, but his hands, with all the tough training he has been through, have become extremely rough. Manga readers already know the fact, but there are many references hinting that Kaguya and Muzan belong to the offshoots of the same family. A side effect of the power of the Demon Slayer mark is that the Demon Slayers who awaken the Demon Slayer mark die at the age of 25. Demon Slayer's landscape varies between urban and rural areas pretty frequently. It is because Demon Slayer is based on the Taisho period between 1912 and 1926. Mitsuri at first might look small and weak, but she has a very dense muscle mass believed to be 8 times more than that of normal humans. Shinobu, thanks to her different style of fighting, is the only Hashira pillar who cannot behead a demon. Tanjiro's abilities don't really stop amazing us. Tanjiro, due to having a gentle soul, can actually make out what the birds around him are saying. A very weird coincidence is that Akari Kido, the voice actress who plays Nezuko, interestingly has one of the kanji used to spell her name reference, the kanji of a demon. Tanjiro works extremely hard, but did you know that Tanjiro is a really heavy sleeper, which is proven when Muichiro tries to wake him? Muzan is said to have mental control over all of his minions, but he cannot read the ideas of his demons like Tamayo and Nezuko. The locations in the anime might be weirdly nostalgic to people who have been to Japan, as Demon Slayer takes place in actual places all around Japan in Tokyo and entertainment district Yoshiwara. Demon Slayer marks are extremely useful when awakened. The Demon Slayer marks can grant power to see joint movement, blood flow, and muscle movements. After his intense fight with Upper Rank 4, Tanjiro falls into a coma for a period of 2 months. Kagaya, although being a very gentle leader, is actually the 97th leader of the Demon Slayer Corps, holding the position since he was 4. Have you ever noticed the color pattern on Mitsuri's hair? Mitsuri's hair color changed due to her eating too much sakuramuki. Genya Shinazugawa is extremely special demon slayer, as he can gain new abilities by eating demons. Gyomei, as we see in the manga and anime, wasn't always blind. He was blinded due to a fever he had during his childhood. All the lower rank recruits can train under all the types of breathing schools for a period of time, but Tanjiro is banned from wind breathing, Hashira training due to him attacking Sanemi. Demon Slayer mark's origins are unknown, but it is a well-known fact that the first person to develop a Demon Slayer mark was Yorichi. The wisteria flowers, which are of great importance to the Demon Slayer Corps, are real and are native to Japan, China, Korea, South Canada, Vietnam, the USA, and northern Iran. Hashiras are extremely strong humans, but out of them, Gyomei is the most capable Hashira physically. Muichiro seems to be dressed untidily, but he wears loose clothes to hide his movements from his enemies. This has helped him in various situations. Although Tanjiro has many talents, but everything about him is not as perfect as it seems. He is an extremely bad and tone-deaf singer, bringing his peers to tears at various occasions. Tanjiro's nose was a sensation in his village. The villagers often asked for his help to find missing people and catch thieves. Talk about being popular. The movie Mugen Train was supposed to be named Endlessness, but the name was scrapped due to it being a name of an American movie which released a few years prior. A very interesting fact about the voice actor of Nezuko, Akari Kido, her height is same as that of the character she voices. Both are 5 feet tall. Blue spider lilies in the anime hold a very deep sentiment for Muzan, but in real life they are fictional and are a reference to the real-life spider lilies, which are a common species of flowers. Inspiration is a source of many great novels relating to Demon Slayer. Several of the characters of Demon Slayer are based off of Japanese folklore characters. This is a very commonly reoccurring trope in anime. People think that Hashiras just roam around randomly conducting their business, but in actuality, all Hashiras are assigned an area for which they are responsible and try to stay within their assigned territories. Genes are the strongest type of programming people have. One example of that in the anime is that Tanjiro looks extremely similar to his ancestor Sumiyoshi, who was also a demon slayer too. Gyu at first might appear to be a very unbothered guy, but he too has his shares of likes and dislikes. His favorite food is simmered salmon with daikon, which is a pretty fancy thing for a plain Jane like him. Demon Slayers come in all shapes and sizes in the Demon Slayer universe. While they mainly use a katana, but some Demon Slayers invent new techniques and mend their fighting styles. For example, Tenjin and Inosuke are the only Demon Slayers to use 2 nichirin, blades. Rui can be called a tragic villain, but in no sense was he weak. But why was he then so easily beheaded by Gyu? Well, actually, Rui weakened himself severely by sharing his power with his family, thus making his fight with Gyu last a full millisecond. Kanao, with a first look, might not be considered as a person who would spend her free time doing something she likes, but she cannot decide on anything. But she actually has a few hobbies, which is blowing air bubbles, and it is mentioned in the manga that she sometimes cooks too. Muichiro is very young and exceptional for his age. He is one of the 2 people who became a Hashira in 2 months, the other one being Gyomei. Tanjiro's sense of smell is strong, but did you know that when Tanjiro can smell a demon hiding under the soil? Well, how is that even possible? The soil has a lot of air trapped in it, and when a demon moves, it is released, thus alerting Tanjiro. There is a plethora of positions in the Demon Slayer Corps. The lowest rank in the Demon Slayer Corps is Mizunoto, and the highest is Kino. All recruits are assigned the Mizunoto title upon being inducted, except for a few exceptions. Demon Slayer uniform is not shabbily put together by the mangaka. It is actually inspired from the army uniform in the Taisho era worn by the Japanese Imperial Army. Demon Slayers are doomed to die early after a Demon Slayer mark appears on their body. The only Demon Slayer with a mark who has outlived 25 years of age is Yorichi, and maybe the other after defeating Muzan too, but there is no concrete evidence. As discussed earlier, Nezuko and Tamae are the only people not under the direct influence of Muzan Kibutsuji. The fact behind their abilities are not well put, so it always remained to be a thought-provoking discussion. The rising sun flag of the Japanese is as hated as the German Haken Kreuz. The Hanafuda earrings of Tanjiro are banned in China and Korea due to the atrocities committed on them by the Japanese under the same flag. Muzan's ability did not just stop by making demons. Muzan can absorb people's cellular memories without even killing them. Another similarity in the voice actors of the character is that Rengoku's voice actor, Hatoshi Hino, just like his character in the anime, has incredible swordsman mastery in real life as well. Tanjiro is naive, but leaving behind the fact he is almost always right about the judgment he makes of one's character. This has helped him make lifelong friends and differentiate foes. Tanjiro is a very hopeless liar, as he cannot bring himself to wrong a person in any way. He can't keep a straight face when he's lying to someone, and that always gives his ruse away. Although Hashiras are shown to be extremely merciless while dealing with everyday life, an odd one among them is Mitsuri, who owns a pet rabbit, which is a very different trait, comparing her to other Hashiras. Many people of the fanbase don't know, but the creator of the manga of Demon Slayer is Koyoharu Gotoge. Tengen's childhood was not all that similar to a normal kid in any way. Tengen had already killed 2 of his siblings due to his father deceiving them into killing each other in order to weed out the weaklings. The position of a Hashira is extremely honorable, but did you know that most people reach the position of Hashira in an average of 5 years? Well, I wouldn't be able to do it in a lifetime, so kudos to them. Although Tanjiro is a very cheerful character, his voice actor, Natsuki Hane, is famous for doing sad character roles in anime. Mitsuri has a very branched breathing style as compared to Tanjiro's water or sun style. Her breathing is actually derived from Rengoku's flame breath while he was her mentor. All the Hashiras have their own forte and aspect of killing demons, but on the grounds of strength, Tengen is ranked at second, only falling short of Gyomei. Muzan has changed his appearance many times in the show so far. This is actually due to his ability to manipulate all the cells in his body, thus replicating organs and healing any wounds. Kanao, as we know, was adopted by Kane and Shinobu. Thus, May 19th is celebrated as Kanao's birthday, as that was the day she got adopted. Muichiro's strength is a combination of various factors. One of the interesting pieces of information is that he is a direct descendant of Kokushibo and in turn Yoichi, with the potential to surpass any demon slayer. Rengoku, although being an extremely well-behaved kid in his childhood, was not allowed pets due to his father's unnecessary hate of animals. The swordsmith have been shown to make swords for the slayers, but Gyomei is the only Hashira who doesn't use swords but instead uses chained axes. Fans have always yearned to see Sakonji's face under the mask, but it is believed that he wears a Tengu mask because he has an extremely gentle face, which is not well suited for a demon slayer. In a long list of unknown facts about the anime, a very, very fascinating one is that Nezuko is invincible when it comes to the game of rock, paper, scissors. Although Tanjiro most probably knows this, but the siblings still use this method to settle disputes. Kanao got her name chosen by a lucky draw from among various names given to her by Kame and Shinobu. Aoi, however, replaced the name Kamasu on the paper to Kanao, which Kanao drew. Daki's name is as sad as her life of a human. Her original name, Ume, is actually a part of the Japanese kanji for syphilis, thus carrying the burden of her mother's death in her name. After transforming into a demon, Muzan has married several women over the decades. The first 5 of his wives of Muzan committed suicide due to her abuse, which does not speak quite in the favor of the boss man himself. Tanjiro showing another good quality of his is that he stays debt-free, as is illustrated in the fact that he's paid the farmer for the basket in which he used to carry Nezuko, even after he told him not to. Although Tanjiro's blade turned black at first, his blade turned red when he combined it with Nezuko's blood demon art while facing his enemies, revealing the siblings' connection to sun breathing. Debuting different kinds of characters in the Demon Slayer folklore, Tanjiro is by far the only known Demon Slayer who displays empathy for every demon he slays. One everyday fact about Tanjiro is that he cuts his own hair. He displays this fact during his training with Urokodaki after his hair has grown too long during training. Kirya did a very good job of hiding from Muzan. It is also a very unpopular fact that he is a quintuple along with his sisters. After the death of Obanai, Sanemi gives Kaburamaru, Obanai's pet snake, to Kanao Tsuyuru, hoping she would care for him. Talking about bloodline traits, Kie, Tanjiro's mother, had an absolutely hard forehead like her son Tanjiro, and it is believed that she could even headbutt a wild boar to its death. The ranks of the demons also keep on changing over the years. Akaza once challenged Kokoshibo for the title of the upper rank. He failed, but Kokoshibo sparred with him because of the fact that he gave him a good challenge. It is mentioned several times in the manga that Obanai is very resistant. He can actually go without food for 3 days and still be in fighting condition. As of February 2021, the Demon Slayer manga has sold more than 150 million copies worldwide, laying in concrete its position in the world. Although all of the Hashiras are extremely capable, but none of them use similar weapons, only 4 of the Hashira, which are Gyu, Muichiro, Rengoku, and Sanemi, have a normal katan in Demon Slayer. A very particular thing about Koko Bushiko is that he absorbs the demon who challenges him in battle after defeating them, although there are exceptions like Akaza, who was spared after being defeated. Everything in Demon Slayer can be traced back to the reference. There were 9 Hashiras at the start of the series, since the kanji for Hashira are made up of 9 strokes. Most pillars actually die young due to the hazards of their lifestyles, but in the series we see the Gyomei Hajima is the most senior pillar with an age of 27, which is quite good for a demon slayer. In the second popularity poll, Zenitsu placed first, receiving maximum fan votes. My man definitely needs a special just for him. Genya, although being unnerved by the healer, has to frequently visit the butterfly mansion due to his demon-eating abilities, interfering with his health. All breathing styles in the story are actually just a poor imitation of the original sun breathing practiced by Yoriichi. Yoriichi's fight with Muzan was so overwhelming for the latter that he still has nightmares from that time. Even his impulses are passed down from his blood to other demons, which are in turn scared of Tanjiro, who looks like Yoriichi. Muzan is an extremely tough nut to crack, as he has developed 7 hearts and 5 brains, just so that he isn't killed by being beheaded. Now let me breathe properly, while you tell us in the comments which one fascinated you the most. Strike that like button with your Demon Slayer skills and subscribe. See you in the next video.